Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessing, and safety. And to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, and to the sincere believers. This is the brother Hadavyar from the GMS Toronto camp, coming back at you with another one. And I was just thinking about I'm gonna go into the persecution, especially with this new bill that they passed here in Canada, about I believe it's a bill C9, or yeah, I think it's bill C9, probably 19. But basically, we're approaching that time where the things that we say, are gonna be are gonna be used against us. We're gonna be persecuted for believing and following in Yahweh Shai. This world is gonna demonize us. It's gonna demonize the prophets. And especially with that hour of temptation that's gonna come upon the whole world. Where we believe in and we trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we're not gonna bow down to Esau's system. So this is Revelation 3. This is Revelation 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So, the Lord is getting ready to return soon, and Esau is getting ready to push his mark, to push that MOTB, upon this world. And we've been giving out that warning. We've been warning Jake about this digital system. Been warning Jake about what Esau has up his sleeve and what he's getting ready to roll out. And you have to be a firm believer in this truth. You got to be a firm believer in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because we're gonna be persecuted. They're gonna come up against us. They're gonna use all type of technologies. They're gonna use their AI to make us seem like the bad ones. That we're the evil ones, because we prophesy about against this wicked system. We prophesy against Esau, Edom. And we magnify and we give all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This world is gonna, Esau's gonna come down with the hammer on us. It happened to the prophets of old. The prophets of old, they were executed, put in jail, falsely accused, and we have to be ready to go through that same fire, and in order to receive that crown, in order to make it to the end, and saying no to Esau's system, is it's part of it. It's the MOTB is a main prophecy, but also along with that is this devil is going to use this technology to use that grape You know, you're gonna say how we preach about the whole grape thing. You know, and you know, especially with AI, you see what AI does. You see how like AI, um, you know, they could use you know images of the brothers saying certain things or doing certain things, and you know that's not really us. And you know we're gonna be falsely accused. You know, but this is the main precept I wanted to get into. You know, with about that persecution that's coming. And you know when that persecution comes, a lot of people are gonna back out. A lot of men are gonna be weak and not be able to deal with that heat, and you know they're gonna fold. You know, and that's why you gotta pray. You gotta pray to Yahweh Shem Shai that He will keep His spirit on you to endure up into the very end. You know, because you know there's many you know we're gonna have to go through it. You know, think it's just gonna become harder. Think you think now is hard? You know, we haven't seen nothing yet. So this is Matthew 10. I'm gonna read it in the GNT. Starting at verse 16. You see coming persecution. So verse 16, and it reads, "Listen, I am sending you out just like sheep to a pack of wolves. You must be as cautious as snakes, and gentle as doves." So you gotta move correct out here. You know, we gotta move smart. You know, we gotta move smart out here. We gotta move. You know, and like it says in the regular, therefore be wise as snakes and innocent as doves. So we gotta be wise like the serpent. You know, but we can't be out here, you know, doing carnal shit. You know, because that same carnal shit could be used to get this ministry blamed. And that's why you see a lot of these other bug out groups, you know, bringing bringing burners to camp, you know, um, yeah, bring burners to camp, uh, you know, going through some type of Israelite boot camp, bearing arms as if that's what's gonna bring us salvation. You know, it's not. Verse 17, watch out, for there will be those who will arrest you and take you to court, and they will whip you in the synagogues. For my sake, you will be brought to trial before rulers and kings to tell the good news to them and to the Gentiles. So, Esau is going to grab up some of the prophets, you know, bring them to the courts, you know, uh, uh, bring charges against us, execute us. You know, some of us are gonna have to be that sacrifice. And this is something we can't be afraid of, because we know it's just we're just being we're just resting. You know, we ain't gonna be dead, because those who die in the truth are gonna be the first ones to be resurrected into those chariots. That's faith. We got that. Verse 19. When they bring you to trial, do not worry about what you are going to say or how you will say it. When the time comes, you will be given what to say. So the Lord is gonna put it in us for what we are to say. You know, when these devils come up against us and bring us before the courts, we don't need to worry. The Lord is gonna put the Lord is gonna put it in those men on what they're to say. You know, the things that they're gonna say, to these devils. For the words you will speak will not be yours; they will come from the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. You know, and that's beautiful. You know, and that shows us, the Lord is always with us. You know, the Lord is always gonna be with His men. You know, the ones that believe in Him. You know, He's not gonna forsake us. You know, he's not gonna abandon us. You know, he's not gonna leave us high and dry. And he's warning us. He's telling us what's gonna happen. So that's why we're not gonna be surprised when when shit hits the fan and Esau kicks down your door, snatches you up off the street, throws you in the back of the fucking van. These are things that we spiritually are getting ready to have to endure. Verse 21, people will hand over their own brothers to be put to death, and fathers will do the same to their children. Children will turn against their parents and have them put to death. So, the persecution is going to come on many different levels, It's going to come on many different levels. It's going to be like, getting blindsided in the sense. 'Cause some of the very people you think ain't going to turn on you is going to turn on you. It's going to give you up. They're going to call the call the MOTB hotline. My neighbor over there, he didn't take the chip. Or I know this guy is into that Hebrew Israelite stuff. Or here's a video, here's his videos, here's his YouTube channel. Here he is on the highways and hedges, talking about doom and destruction. This is what's gonna happen. This is what comes with the territory. This is what ultimately comes with the reward, with obtaining the reward is going through that persecution. Our Lord did it. Our Lord went through it. Yahweh Shai went through it. Falsely accused, was beat, was whipped. Spat on. Had a crown of thorns jammed into his head. Nailed to a cross. Yahweh Shai went through it, so we're gonna have to go through it. Verse 22, everyone will hate you because of me, but whoever holds out to the end will be saved. So this is how we're gonna show Yahweh Shai that that we're worthy, and that we truly have faith and we truly believe in Him. It's by going through that persecution, going through that fire. Yes, it's easy to serve the Lord when everything's all good. Everything's everything's just smooth. There's no hiccups. It's when shit starts to get hard, when your faith is tested. Just like how Job was tested. We're gonna go through those same things. Verse 23: when they persecute you in one town, run away to another. I assure you, you will not finish your work in all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man. Yeah, so that was a point in that. That persecution is coming. This is John 15 and 18. If the world hate you, Ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, like I said, they persecuted Yahushua. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If you have kept my sayings, they will keep you, they will keep all yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and had spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hateth me hateth my Father also. So, you know, they hated Yahushai, and they're gonna hate the prophets as well. You know, they're gonna hate us because of what we stand for, because of what we believe in. You know, because we believe in our Creator, we trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, we are not of this world. We do not follow the things. You know, we do not follow the ways of the heathens. You know, we know the names. You know, we've been spiritually awoken. You know, and reborn. You know, and the world doesn't like that. You know, this world wants everyone to just follow. You know, this world just wants everyone to just plug into the matrix and to just, you know, be a part of the system and be okay with it. You know, whereas we, you know, we're spiritually, you know, we've unplugged from this matrix. You know, yes, we you know, we got jobs. You know, we got families. There's things we got to take care of, but we put all our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, and you know that's why a lot of, you know, that's why when true persecution comes, you know, it's gonna really show who you know, who is really down, who truly believes. You know, who was just being a bandwagon Israelite. You know, just fucking around with it because it looked good, or it made them feel good. But when the, you know, when things start to heat up, you know, are you gonna still be down? You know, are you gonna turn your back on the Lord? You know, is the fire gonna be too hot for you to handle and deal with? You know, and you know that we get, you know, the elect. You know, we get in our minds ready for this persecution. You know, we these things we meditate on. That's why it's not. That's why when things like this start to happen, it's not going to be like you're not going to be like a deer caught in the headlights. You ready? You've been training for this moment. You know, the Lord has been putting us through many type of, you know, putting us through all types of adversity. You know, in order to get us ready for that persecution. You know, because you know it's like, you know, right now we be like Clark Kent. You know, like people don't really know. You know, people see you on the streets, people see you on the roads, and you know they don't really know what we be involved in. You know, but when Esau starts plastering our faces on the news and starts demonizing us, you know, then it's not going to be a secret no more. You know, then they're gonna know who we really are. You know, and that's okay. That's okay. Because you know, when the persecution starts to happen, that's just another sign that Yahweh Shai is nearing his return. So that shouldn't discourage you. That shouldn't make you uh, start to be faint in this walk. It should boost you up. This is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. We gotta be faithful right up into the end. Can't be faithful halfway through. The Lord don't want no half-ass soldiers. He wants men who have that fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in them. And not the fear of what Esau can do to us. Because his time is up. His time is running out. This is 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, think not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are right partakers of a Mashiach sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached from the name of a Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of the glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. So, and we go through it. We go through on a daily, and we understand that we understand who's in control of it. We understand that this is all through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's in control. He's his director. This is Matthew 5:10 in the NLT. Yahweh blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Yahweh blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sort of evil things against you because you are my followers. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to say a whole bunch of outlandish accusations against the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're going to falsely, because they got to make us look like the evil ones. They got to make us look like the bad ones. Here it is, Esau is the evil one, and he's gonna flip the script to whereas the prophets are the ones who look like the evil ones, like we're the one that have robbed, raped and steal and killed and polluted this earth. When they're the problem. And I truly believe AI is gonna play a big part in the way they persecute us. If you haven't seen that movie Maze Runner, the one that came out, I believe, last year. Because I think it's like a remake of the original. You see that, man, because the main character in that, these elites and these ones who are in charge, they basically use AI to manipulate the main character and make it seem like he was a bad guy, or they made him say things he never said, and that's what Esau's gonna do. That's why this AI is so powerful. you know? Because here it is, they could take your image, take your video, you know, and alter it to in a way to make it seem like you said something that you didn't say, or that you stand for something that you don't stand for. You know, try to make us out as extremists. You know, and the only thing we're extreme about is Yahweh Shem Shai. That's it. It's preaching this word, and warning Jake about what's to come. That's the only thing we extreme about. Because we have that fear of Yahweh Shem Shai within us. Verse, I'm reading 5 again. Yahweh blesses you when people mock you and persecute you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you because you are my followers. Be happy about it. Be very glad, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember, the ancient prophets were persecuted in the same way. You know, the prophets of old went through it, so we got to go through it too. You know, and a lot of those same prophets are back here today. You know, a lot of those, you know, those men of old are back here. And they're gonna be persecuted again. You know, and that's why you know we're here in Great Millstone. You know, we are blessed to have elders. We're blessed to have apostles and elders who have taught us this truth, you know, and really educated us through the spirit of Yahweh Shem El Shai, you know, and it's a blessing to have leadership like that, because that type of leadership, you know, it gets us ready for what is to come. You know, a lot of these fucking Israelite camps out, you know, these false prophets, you know, they have their head up their ass, and they're not warning the people about what is to come. You know, they don't even come in the correct name. They ain't talking about the MOTB. They ain't talking about Esau snatching you up out your home, throwing you into a damn concentration camp. No, they're too busy worried about building a fucking community, or out here picking up garbage. You know, trying to be on top, trying to be a top dog in Esau's fucking rulership. We don't want that. We want to rule once Yahweh Shai returns and gets his get back. This is Luke 6:20 in the NLT. Then Yahweh Shai turned to his disciples and said, Yahweh blesses you who are poor, for the kingdom of the Most High is yours. You know, we ain't no, you know, we ain't rich. We ain't rich in this world. You know, damn near living paycheck to paycheck. You know, you don't got the flyest whips. You know, the biggest houses, all that materialistic shit. You know, we want the kingdom. You know. Yahweh blesses you who are hungry now, for you will be satisfied. Yahweh blesses you who weep now, for in due time you will laugh. Man, that's a blessing. That's so encouraging. Because we sighing and we crying, we weeping, you know, just trying to endure and make it till the end. And the Lord is telling us, don't worry, man. Don't worry, just hold on a little bit longer. Hold on a little bit longer, because in due time you will laugh. You know? And and to some sense we laughing right now. We see everything that's going on around us, and we're comforted by the Holy Spirit. You know? People out here be bugging out about shit, you know, and we just laugh because we know what's to come. And we have the ultimate power backing us up. And that's Yahweh, the Father, and Yahweh Shai, the Son. What blessings await you when people hate you and exclude you and mock you and curse you as evil because you follow the Son of Man. When that happens, be happy. Yes, leap for joy, for a great reward awaits you in heaven. And remember their ancestors treated the ancient prophets that same way. These like I said, these, you know, then they will know that a prophet has been among them. You know, they can keep mocking. They could think that what we're saying isn't true. They can think it's made up. You know, they can think that the way of things are gonna, the ways of life are gonna continue forever and ever and ever. No, they're gonna see. They're gonna see soon, man. Second Chronicles 36:16, but they mocked the messengers of Yahweh and despised his word and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai arose against his people till there was no remedy. So that wrath is coming. You know? You're seeing it with these earthquakes. These earthquakes that are popping off. What happened in Venezuela, man, that ain't nothing compared to what's that's nothing compared to what's about to happen. The wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is getting ready to engulf this fucking world. Mainly Babylon the Great, which is America. His wrath is coming. His wrath is going to come in many different ways. His wrath is going to come in famine, destruction, fire. You know? So they can keep mocking. They can keep mocking and scoffing. They can persecute us all they want, but none of that is going to stop the wrath of Yahushua. You know? None of that. So that's going to do it for this. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Ba'Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well in peace, blessing, and safety to all the elect out there scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I pray this lesson was edifying, and until